All right, so everyone, welcome to the April PC Dive Club meeting. We have a great meal for everyone, and we have some great beverages. The meal generously provided by George and Inga Adams of Adams Group Real Estate. Pulled pork and all the fixings. So thank you for that. They'll be speaking to you here in a minute. Let's see, new faces. So we definitely had a few new faces. If you would stand up, give us your first, last name, social security, no. Your name, how long you've been diving, and your favorite dive, which I imagine yours is going to be pretty neat.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty awesome.
I'm Gary Blakeslee. I am originally from Oklahoma, but I've been in Dubai for 10 years. I just moved here. Favorite dive? Yeah, I think probably deep dive Dubai, world's deepest pool. So I'm an underwater cinematographer. Yeah, excited to meet you guys.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right. Y'all. He's busy filling out the application, so we'll come back to him. Go ahead.
My name's Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Been diving here with Panama City, diving for a little while. But it's actually the first meeting I've made it to.
Well, welcome.
So, been diving, grew up diving as a kid. We did a lot of lobster diving down in Miami. If I miss that, I'd like to get down and go catch some more lobsters down in Miami where I came from. So, I've been diving about 20 years now.
Good man from Miami.
All right. Let's see. Yep, if you would stand up.
That's your guy.
Hey,
This is
I'm
my daughter, yeah.
John Durrance. Just recently relocated here back in September. Terry Vega was my real estate agent and my sponsor to join the club. Very novice diver. Got my certifications in the Caribbean, dove in Grenada, and then most recently in Antigua. But it's been 3 years. I was living in Arkansas, so I was kind of landlocked and didn't get a
I'm
chance
sorry.
to do any diving. But really excited to be part of this group and want to learn from you guys and gals and really build my skills and just enjoy being back in Florida finally.
And I think you've been here.
What was your first name?
John.
John.
All right, I think that's it for new introductions that are not on witness protection. So, going to introduce George and Inga Adams of Adams Group Real Estate. They're the ones that have generously provided the dinner, so we're going to let them talk to you a little bit about what they do and how they can help you out.
Hey, first of all, do I have to get on the thing?
You don't have to.
Hey, first of all, I hope you enjoyed the meal. There's plates, aluminum foil up here. I don't want to take anything home. Fix a plate, take it home. Need to get rid of it. It's George and Inga Adams. We're with Adams Group Real Estate. I'm an associate broker with Keller Williams, Southeast Alabama and Dothan. Inga's a realtor with us. I'm licensed in Alabama and Florida. Want to talk to you just a little bit about what realtors can do for you. Not so much about Adams Group Real Estate, but why a realtor, really? Why do you need a realtor? I'll be quick. I know everybody at Pat's much better looking than me, and everybody would much rather hear him talk than me. Inga and I, we added up on the way down here, over 37 years of marriage, we've moved 19 times, 5 different states, 4 different countries, and along that way we bought 5 houses. First house we bought was at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And the center of the universe. And we coming to Fort Bragg, we were stationed in Belgium. And any of y'all that were back in the early 90s, that time frame that were stationed in Europe, you probably remember you looked forward to Thursday, you got the Stars and Stripes, and you got news. We looked in the back of the Stars and Stripes, found a realtor in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We called her. She was exclusive to a developer there in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Guess where she showed us homes? She showed us homes in one neighborhood. We bought a house, got settled in. As we stayed there at Fort Bragg, we'd ride through neighborhoods and we'd be like, holy crap, look at this. We could have bought here. Look at this. We never saw those, okay? Now, fast forward technology today, we can do a little bit better than that. Chances are, maybe one of you in this group is gonna do a real estate transaction. One of you in this room will do a real estate transaction over the next 365 days a year. But all of you know somebody that's going to. Steve, that was our treasurer here at the dive club, made secretary or treasurer.
We can't both.
Vice
Oh,
President.
right, yeah.
Here at the dive club meeting, I found out that he was going to, that he was moving to Pensacola. He and I talked. I contacted a realtor in Pensacola. I interviewed her for him, sent him his way. He's in a house that he really likes now. There's other realtors in here that look these guys up. You know, these guys, if you're looking to buy in Panama City, I mainly sell more north of I-10 in Florida and in Alabama. I cater more to VA, to soldiers and to VA. Probably 90% of my homes are VA homes. You want to buy a house, you want to buy a condo down here in Panama City, I'm probably going to call one of these ladies and say, hey, go see them. I'm not going to get out of, you know, I don't want to get out of my comfort zone. But I guess what I'm trying to get to you is, you know somebody that's going to be buying real estate over the next 365 days. Encourage them to get in touch with a realtor that can do them right. So much today, and you guys can attest to this, people hit a button, people hit an icon on Zillow, and they don't know who they're being connected to. Zillow, no problem with Zillow. I get leads off of Zillow, but a lot of times, like I said, you just don't know the agent that you're going to get in touch with. The real estate market is, for anybody that will tell you the real estate market's not moving right now, the real estate market's moving. A lot different here in Panama City, I believe, than it is for us in Alabama. But yeah, that's all Wild Realtor and Adams Group Real Estate. Hope y'all enjoyed the meal. Take home a plate. Did I leave anything? Did I leave anything out? Why a realtor?
I'll just say there's 60 new forms this year. 60 new forms that we have to know about and know where to use them and when to use them.
You've probably seen the news. There's a lot changing in the real estate industry right now, and you need that realtor that's going to guide you through.
Helps you navigate the pitfalls.
Yeah, and let me go back and say one other thing. Your realtor should have a vendor list that they can, you know, when you get ready, first, especially for first time home buyers, you're going to need a survey. You're going to need an inspector, wood infestation report, and you ain't going to buy a house without a lender. So we all, you know, we all lean on that realtor and encourage your, you know, for those of us that may have sons or daughters or friends that are buying houses, encourage them to get with that realtor. That realtor can help them through the process of selecting the lender that they need, or selecting a survey company, or selecting a inspection company. So we're here throughout the meeting. If you have any questions, meet with us after. Grab a plate and take it home with you.
Hey, if we close with you, do we get some barbecue?
Thank you, guys.
And for every house you buy through them, they'll give you a free barbecue plate.
Yeah, that's what
So,
I'm saying.
So again, thank y'all for providing the meal.
Yeah.
Now we're going to introduce the meat of the meeting. Don't you appreciate being referred to as meat? He's skinny, but he is the meat of the meeting. So Patrick Green, co-owner of Panama City Diving, and he's going to speak to you tonight about a couple different things that he's wanting to talk to you.
Yeah, just focus on there you go.
There you go.
Hey guys, it's nice to see a lot of faces of people that I've talked to. Like I actually talked to you via the internet the other day and said, "Hey, come to the dive club meeting." So thanks for coming. It worked out. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. First and foremost, the idea behind this dive shop was that this was going to be like a nucleation point for like-minded people. This was going to be a clubhouse which you guys have absolutely fulfilled that aspect of it. And just like a community, this is supposed to be a community center that is a resource for divers to come in, hang out, ask questions, and we want everyone to feel comfortable in it. So it really makes me and my brother happy to see people literally doing exactly what you're doing, and that's great. There wasn't really a place that had something like this going on when we started back in like 2010. And so what I wanted to talk about was specifically how we can help be more than just a place to hang out and have these meetings. Because we do more than just certify people to dive or run charters to the black bart. And that's kind of how we interface with most of you individually all the time. And from conversations I've had with a lot of people that are regulars, you know, that I see all the time, I talk about, oh, why, we're doing this next week, why don't you come along on that? And like, I didn't know you guys did that. And like, oh, I would have thought that was how I define who we are, is that thing. But the outside perception is not what I have seen. Does that make sense? Like, I have this idea of what we are that's different from what the outside people may think we are. And so I really wanted to kind of bridge that gap, and so that everyone, like you guys in particular, are aware of the resources that we have that I think are interesting. And maybe you tell me what you think would be interesting, so we can do that too. So first and foremost, like, I think of us as specialists in the after you get certified stuff. So like, okay, cool, open water class is one thing, but what do you do after you've got your open water class? You know, your advanced adventure class, to the trips to the offshore wrecks. We do underwater photography. Like, I don't know if you follow us on social media, but you've seen at least my wife's photography. Mine's pretty good, hers is really good. So people usually get into diving, they go down these paths, so either getting into photography or spearfishing or these next things, and we do that. I teach a photography class, maybe not for you. The rest of you, I can take you on that first step to get you down a path, these different adventure paths. And I want to make sure everyone knows that we have these adventure paths that are out there for you to follow. Like, I've heard a lot about people are getting excited about like taking a GUE class because there's now a GUE guy here. We've been offering that for a long time through the Intro to Tech program. I don't think we did a good job of telling people that we did that. And so it's great that everyone's getting excited about it, but dang, we did that. So hi, if you're thinking about that, we have a fantastic tech program here. We have Greg Murphy as a PhD from the Navy Experimental Diving Unit, who's literally the guy that writes the book on decompression for the Navy. He briefs NATO. He's the guy for decompression. He teaches our tech program. He's also really friendly and easy to talk to, which is crazy for an engineer. But he's very personable, very humble, and very easy to like, hey, yeah, your BC's on upside down. Don't do that. He won't treat you like you're an idiot if you can't maintain buoyancy with 5 bottles slung across your body and stuff like that. We do travel, right? That was something I know I've talked about with a few of you individually tonight. We have all these trips to take you on these adventures on these next places. If you've dove Panama City 1,000 times, you've done all of our wrecks, you've seen all 15 offshore dive sites, and you don't want to see the black bart again. You know, we go to Belize, we go to Fiji, and we go to Bonaire basically every year. And I would love to have you come with us. We parlayed the fact that we're bringing a group into a discounted price or added things we get when we go there. So we get a little bit more bang for your buck by going on these group trips than you would if you booked it on your own. And you also have us going with you to help kind of bridge the gap, so you're not going into a place you've never been before where you don't know what to expect or where to eat or any of those things without having, I don't want to say a chaperone, because you're not going to chaperone you. But you know, you've got a person that you can ask things, you can hang out with us, have dinner with us, and we'll steer you the right direction as you have these trips and adventures other places. What else do I can talk about? Some updates that are happening in Panama City. I know everyone's seen the news about the SS United States coming this way. Yeah? Yeah. Everybody a little excited about maybe the world's largest artificial reef? We'll find out, I believe, April 15th is when Okaloosa County is having their county commission meeting. And they'll either accept our offer, or they'll accept Escambia's offer, or reject both of us and put it somewhere else. But if they take Bay County's offer, which is $3 million, to place it on their eastern boundary, then we'll be running trips out to that shipwreck all the time. And it'll be 60 feet at the top, like 180 to the sand. It's a pretty good amount of diveable surface there. In smaller and less humble news, but in the more immediate benefit to us, is they are sinking the gainer, or the horn blower, depending on how you know it, next week, probably Wednesday through Friday, depending on the weather window. That's gonna be a really cool dive site. It's gonna go down between the two spools that are out in the offshore area right now. And eventually there will be a trail connecting that dive site of shipwreck spool way out to the east. There's gonna be the third spool from Oceaneering. There's gonna be a breadcrumb trail of pyramids all the way out to it. Which is gonna be pretty cool. That's like 500 feet of pyramids all the way out. So there's plans locally to do things. We're excited because this is the first time the county has actually sunk a ship in Bay County in like 16 years.
Oh, wow.
So they're alive and doing things, just barely, but it's happening. From the dive shop perspective, I don't know if you guys noticed, our back parking lot has expanded because we have a neighbor putting in whatever they're putting in next to us. So maybe at the next meeting, you'll see plenty of parking around the back. We've paved everything, not paved, we've got shells. Remember all people were excited about collecting shells off the beach when they had those huge piles from the dredge operation? Some of those huge piles are now directly behind us and underneath our Jeep right now.
Nice.
And there are some pretty cool shells back there, so we'll be charging like $5 entry fees. That was like all the stuff I wanted to throw at you in my propaganda, but I really wanted to make sure you understood that like we're here as a resource, and most of the times I see that as being a knowledgeable person you can ask a question to. And that's what I want you all to feel comfortable doing, is like, hey, I don't know how to do this, or hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Does this make sense, or how should I best accomplish this thing I'm trying to do? And I want to make sure it's very clear that that's what we would love to interface with you. Even if it's not with us, like if it means sending you to another place to get your reg work done. Or like, Sonia at PCDC is going on a trip to Bonaire before we are, and that's the dates that work out. Like, I would happily network you guys. We know each other, we get along. We just want to help. We want to see things like this happening, because a community of active divers is going to support all the dive shops, and therefore us. So, hi, what questions do you have?
Anyone have any questions? Go ahead.
Is there a place where we can go and find out information about this, the ship that they're sinking and the trail of stuff?
So the Florida Shipwreck Trail is a thing that exists, but the SS United States is not officially part of it. Okaloosa County absolutely has the shipwreck, or has the information on the SS United States.
Was that separate from the, what was the thing you mentioned about all the pyramids going out?
Oh, the Gainer tug.
Yeah,
sorry.
I want information on that.
I don't believe the county has published that.
Okay.
I have some emails I'd be happy to share with you if you want to see like a picture of what that will look like.
Be awesome. Or is it something you would feel comfortable putting on like the club website or Facebook page or whatever?
The Facebook group.
Could redact the names. Just put it on Signal. That's what the government does.
Yeah, this is the PC Dive Club small group. Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be
Yeah,
great.
I can definitely put a little bit of what's out there. I'll ask for permission to give you the full thing, so they can. There is a real file that the county has. I'd rather give you that than
Oh yeah.
the one
Emails,
I have
yeah,
as a draft form.
Sure.
Well, I know there's a press release, because they had it on the news yesterday, so.
Oh, was it really?
I'm sure there's a press release that you can
Oh,
probably-
cool.
The press releases I saw didn't have like the site map
Oh,
that I
I see.
specifically like am thinking of.
It just said 12 miles offshore, I think.
Yeah.
And they didn't say which way it was going, so just gotta wait until you get the
And
coordinates.
while he's looking that up, everyone, if you're not in the Facebook group, you need to be in the Facebook group, because that's where the most interaction between members can happen. That's members talking to members. We have a Facebook page. The page and the group confuse a lot of people. The page is like our storefront, and we're broadcasting message to the world, right? It's mainly for outsiders, so we can communicate stuff to draw new people in. The group is members talking to members. Pat and several of his staff are in the group, and you can directly communicate with them. He participates. I think he tries to be humble and not, you know, he jumps.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah, he jumps in when he sees it, but, you know, feel free to, hey, Pat, what about this? You know, hit him up in the Facebook group, do that interface that he's talking about, so.
What is the group's name?
Should be PC Dive Club, or it might be, well, my phone is
Panama
video.
City Dive.
So I'm,
I'm like, where's my phone? Oh, there it is.
I'm on Panama City Dive Club. Is there like a join button?
So that's the page.
All right, that's the one. That's just your advertisement to the world.
Yeah. So
I want the secret
do
club.
PC Dive Club. Search for PC Dive Club.
All right.
And it'll be a group, it'll say like
I'm not real
300 and
savvy,
something numbers.
but,
Panama City Dive Club?
Like a running blog or
Is that it? Panama City
what
Dive
you've
Club?
seen this
Yeah.
week,
Ah,
what the
sweet.
water
All
temp is, where the
Join.
traffic lines are, is it so variable that it's really not?
Okay.
And
Put it on yours.
share your YouTube videos too.
Or is it
We
Droid?
post, like on Facebook, we try to get information there. And if you see a dive trip report going out and they don't say that, ask,
Okay.
and we usually respond with it.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I was just wondering if there's like a real-time log of what they're seeing, what the temps are, what the, you know, currents are running, where's the thermocline, or is it so variable that it's really just not worth putting it out there? And he said it's out there, I just need to search for it.
Yeah, that's our Facebook feed tends to have that type of
Facebook feed,
information, but,
okay.
and if you don't see it on a triple rebrand, then ask and we will
Okay.
respond. We're not perfect about that, I don't always see the notifications, but we will try.
Yeah, someone brought that up in the group the other day, about getting,
Yeah.
dive reports.
I can tell you my last dive was 40 miles out and 150 feet, the thermocline was at 90 feet.
You're in.
But I don't know how useful that is to anybody else.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
it have an icon that comes?
Um,
One of those special trips.
what's the water temperature right now?
It's
For regular people.
below 90 feet, it's 64.
Uh,
But shallower than 90 feet, it's like 66, and at the jetties, it was 68. Like the shallow water is significantly warmer, it's that time of year.
nice, okay. Anyone have any other questions or suggestions or things that they're interested in that maybe Pat could either provide or try to provide or anything like
Make up
that?
a lie.
How do we start working on getting our next big ship somewhere between here and Port St. Joe?
So that's tricky for a big ship because of the depth.
A medium ship,
So
a canoe.
I believe there are tentative plans for a MARAD vessel to be acquired and sunk in Lars B. But right now, I don't believe the county manager has applied for the funds to send in the application yet.
Cool, yeah.
So the best thing you can do is write your county commissioners
Uh-huh.
and tell them you're a local diver and you would love to see us be more like our neighbors that are doing so well to the west.
Yeah.
Truly, that does make a huge impact. If you're like, I know Claire Peace is my county commissioner.
Uh-huh.
She's very responsive to her emails. If you're one of the other county commissioners in their district, that's even better because she's on
You know,
board.
I work with one there in Port St. Joe. I talked to him about it. I know our school that I work at, the welding students, they just built a big truck like out of metal, about the size of a pickup truck. And they're gonna sink that somewhere. So something is being done somewhere. But I was just thinking, you know, like a grassroots effort. How does something like that start? You know, like I don't know how in the world they got that ship over there. But
Oh, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So, the difference between Bay County and Okaloosa County is that they have a 6th penny bed tax that goes from their sales tax revenue towards their artificial reef program.
Oh, wow.
Bay County voted that down last year. what specifically you're referencing is what we're gonna try to do later this year is motivate our county commissioners to vote again on that. They have to wait a year after they've done it to vote again, because it's raising taxes. No one is particularly happy about having their taxes raised. If you guys might be, maybe you guys all wanna have your taxes raised, I don't know. But elected officials tend to be very shy about doing that stuff, without seeing a strong public signal to do it. In Bay County, it's a pretty big no-brainer to have a sales tax accomplish those things, because we have such a huge visitor rate that it basically is paid for by out-of-town people. But that's what Okaloosa did. They have a 6 penny sales tax that goes directly to artificial reef program. We do not
6
do that.
pennies for every
It's
dollar.
It's the
what
name
would-
that the state of Florida gave it to give the local authorities the ability to levy a tax. It's called the 6 penny.
6 penny, okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about Gulf County politics. But Port St. Joe relies, I mean, we exist because of all the tourists that come in. I would think that would be something we could tap into, maybe get something closer, you know, Mexico Beach maybe. I know well, I'll talk to the Reef Association people. I bet they know about it. And Barra,
Yeah, Mexico Beach Association, Bob Cox is very effective.
yeah, I bet they know.
Yeah, they're sinking pyramids all over the place.
Like crazy. And then that's cool. I love that. But how about a big old boat or something?
Yeah, the biggest issue we have with like Gulf County and Bay County, Florida is the depth contours that we are directly south of us. It's very shallow, and the Coast Guard has depth requirements about the closest clearance to a navigation hazard.
Interesting.
So like even if like Bay County had just had the money and wanted to buy the United States, where it's being sunk in our best case scenario is as close as we could have sunk it to us. Because that's where the water gets deep enough fastest.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool.
Cause
The,
go ahead.
okay, the money that's been proposed to be given to get the United States closer to Panama City, is that from the city or from the county?
It's the TDC, so it's technically Bay County.
Bay County, okay.
Bay County's tourism.
And that's an important thing, because I hear a lot of people online complaining about taxpayer dollars going towards sinking it. It's tourist development money,
Raised by the bed tax,
which is
from-
raised by the bed tax, which is to bring it, so that money is there to directly bring in more tourists, which this will do.
By law, it's required to be used for things.
Right, they can't use it for roads, they can't use it
For schools.
to
or
pave
anything
your
else.
pothole. They can't do that.
Thank you for saying that, that's a
Yeah.
great point.
I was just gonna say that, you know, maybe by then, there'll be some data we can get from Okaloosa County that shows, hey, for every dollar spent on developing dive sites, it returned X number of
So there's
dollars.
already huge economic impact studies that have been generated from similar, like the Oriskany, the Vandenberg, the Spiegelbrook, all of these large area reefs that's been done.
Okay.
The data's available. It's just a matter of nudging the political leadership with the grassroots efforts so that they know it's a popular thing and therefore they're safe to do it.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
You will get an email from this dive shop later on this year and probably every other dive shop asking for your support and asking you to email your elected officials and with a clickable pre-filled form that says exactly, hey, we'd like you to support this and this is how you can support it. And it'll be to raise the 6 penny sales tax to base fund an artificial reef program instead of not having one and just having to find grant money that's laying around.
And someone back there had, yes.
I had a question about your specialty classes. Do y'all have something on your website where you can sign up, say I'm interested in a, say like a spearfishing class or a photography class, and then y'all call us when such a class is being formed or something like that?
No,
Like
but we
list?
we do have those classes listed with their available dates. We haven't unleashed our season, the 2026, no, this is 2025, the 2025 season for our spearing classes yet. But I'll probably do that in the next couple of days, to be honest.
Okay.
Photography as well.
Photography too? Okay.
So,
We post all of that on our social media as well, so you'll see it there.
Okay.
And then typically I'll do a monthly newsletter. I call it a monthly newsletter, I send it out twice a year. So,
yeah, as all newsletters are. They're great in theory, they're actually a pain in the butt. In addition to those preset dates, that's where the Facebook group can really come in handy because you can coordinate. You can get enough divers together and then coordinate with Pat and make something happen.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
what do you have to make something
Yeah,
happen?
you usually get a pretty big discount if we have 4 of you guys sign up.
Yeah.
And that was to incentivize that.
Right. So get you and 3 other people, figure out something, make sure the date's good with Pat, and then not only do you get the class, but you get the discount. So
Okay, all right. We're recently, this is kind of along the same vein. Dave and I have been trying to go out on a deep dive and all, and so it's okay when we put that on
Yes,
the club page,
that-
say, hey,
that's what the Facebook group's there for you to do. And if you do it far enough in advance, if you get with me and say, hey, I'm gonna book, like he'll have a deep dive on his webpage, you go ahead and register, you know, you put your deposit down, you let me know that date, and as long as there's enough time, I'll make that as an event. Now, because you're outside of the membership benefit window, you don't get the membership discount, but you'll, because it's an event, it's more likely to make.
right.
Because I'm
right.
sure you probably had maybe an issue with one making or something, is that?
Yeah, it's
This
a
time of year is hard.
well, one was not enough divers and then weather and stuff
Right.
like that.
So,
But I keep, we posted it twice, and so I just want to keep on doing that until we get a good one to go.
yeah, so
I
if
see
you,
it when you post.
yeah, so,
Okay, yeah, you did, I saw that.
I've seen it, so if you post in the group, if you go ahead and, you know, sign up for a date, let us know what the date is, let me know, I'll make an event, that event will go out to every member,
Okay,
and so your likelihood of getting someone to sign up greatly increases.
okay.
So that's what the power of the Facebook group is
Excellent,
useful
okay.
for.
And if I can add, like, inshore dives are great. The offshore dives are where Panama City really shines. So if you guys are not trying to get on those, I really would encourage you to check the offshore sites out, especially the offshore bridge bands. I feel like there's so much life there. It's remarkable. They're my favorite, so.
Did you say you had the dive shop since 2010? Is that
Yeah,
the-
that was when we opened the shop.
What was that?
Yes, that is when we opened the shop.
Okay, that's when
You
you
remember
opened
the
the shop.
BP oil spill? 1 month before that.
Oh my God! Wow! Good timing.
Nailed it.
You have like that picture up there. What's your pre-hit? Maybe it sounds like you had an interesting history before you had the dive shop. Were you captaining things?
Oh, so before that, I just had the boat. It was me, a website, and my cell phone. Very simple business, and then I decided I wanted to make all of that dive shop money.
Yeah.
Fortunately, married well, because that was not a viable plan. Yeah, so originally I worked for the railroad, then I ran dive charters, first for Dive Locker and then on my own.
Oh, wow.
And then decided that we needed to have a dive shop to support the charter operation. How hard could it be?
Famous last words.
And I lost all my hair.
Nice. Anyone else?
I do. I know that people came to you before class talking about the travel, but I've had several people that are part of the club but couldn't make it, and they wanted me to ask about, like, how does that work? Do you put a deposit down? Is that how you sign up? And what's
Yeah. It's $500 deposit.
for any trip that's
For each trip,
scheduled?
yeah.
Okay, and is it like monthly payments, or you just are supposed to pay it off like in full at your leisure?
Most of them are just deposit, and then something like 90 days before we go, the total is due in full.
Okay.
The Fiji trip is a little different. There's like a 6 months before and 90 days before deadline for payment. You have to give like thirds.
July
And
1st
you-
and October 31st.
Thank you.
Cool. And you
Thought I
guys,
married well.
do you book the flights and everything included, or is that?
Great question. So Fiji's weird. It's kind of included. The airfare is included from LAX. So if you get yourself to LAX and they fly you to Fiji.
Okay.
The other trips, there's no airfare included. You get to for Belize, you get to BZE on your own. There's a puddle jumper to the island that's
Right.
included, but it's not the main international flight.
So do you have to make sure that you land in BZE and then coordinate with you guys to make sure you're on the flight with Tropic Air, whoever, is it?
Okay, so you know the details.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Okay.
handled. We'll have your arrangements and make sure that there's a ticket for you for Tropic Air.
And it doesn't matter which flight, you'll get a ticket, but, okay, so it doesn't have to be as part of
If
the
you
group.
land on that day, if you land on
Oh.
October 11th at BZE, you're good.
Okay,
We got you.
okay, cool.
And Bonaire is the same way. You get to BON and you'll be picked up at the airport.
Okay, yeah, just, I had people that really wanted to find out about the travel details, and I was like, I don't know, but I can ask.
I tend to fly Delta.
Yeah,
So if you're on the Delta flight with me, then that's very easy, but we usually have people coming on every single different type of airline that exists, so we all land at different times, and it's not really been a problem.
and how are you communicating with those people who sign up? Is it like an email chain that you just kind of coordinate with everybody?
Email
or-
and text usually.
Okay, cool, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have some people interested, so including myself, so,
Yay!
yeah,
It worked!
yeah.
I
So,
did it.
we saw
Somebody
some
did
stuff
it.
on the website, but they were like, well, just ask to make sure, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, well, and I feel like that's part of the problem is that when it's just sitting on a website, it's very passive. So if there's not a moment for you to actually talk to someone about it, and sometimes you forget you're not getting off the boat and you're rinse your food and all that stuff, and you're hungry, like spending an extra 10 minutes chatting to somebody kind of takes a back burner.
And do you bring this, I mean, this is probably a stupid question because I've never been on a dive trip, but I mean, obviously a lot of people are gonna have their own equipment to bring, but if, say you don't own all the equipment, like you don't own a BC, you don't own a rig, are those things available from the dive shops
Absolutely.
there? Okay,
And
And
they're,
that's
and they're
additional.
reputable and they're good.
okay,
That's
We-
part of like, we go to very good places that we have relationships with.
okay, cool, perfect, well, thank you.
Would you suggest bringing your own gear? Obviously, you're not gonna bring a tank, but
I take mine.
take your reg set. If you don't wanna breathe in a rental reg set, I guess. If you
Yeah.
really like your BC, bring it.
I take the whole thing,
Take everything.
including my long blades and my camera.
Like it.
When we did Indonesia, we took our regulators and masks, and I wish we would have taken everything.
Everything, yeah.
It's just, we were backpacking, so it's like
Yeah.
stuff we could take, but regretted it.
But yeah, since we're not backpacking, like, just take it.
Yeah. Pay
I've got
the
some-
$60 at the airport for the second piece of luggage and just load it up.
You can get it all into one check bag.
With one bathing suit.
That's all you need,
That's all you need.
Tropics, man.
and a pair of flip-flops.
My bikini.
I can get my camera, my full set of gear, and my long blades, and all my clothes in one check bag.
Wow.
Must be a heck of a bag.
And I'll be happy to help out with that. And if you have like the right credit card with the right airline, like your check bag is free, so there's little tips and tricks that can make it easier too.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. You guys were talking about October or something.
Yeah, Belize is October.
Fiji,
Fiji is January.
Oh, wow,
and
look at all that.
Bonaire is in February.
And
So you
I'll
know it's
have,
cold and horrible
I'll
here?
have
Forgot.
stills, I'll have still images in the video of both of the trips that they have coming up.
Right.
Editors note.
So you're responsible for your own airfare. You probably covered that. I missed it. So
Yeah.
you buy your own ticket and then you pay that. That's for the diving site and the lodge.
That's usually the dive, lodging, and breakfast at most places.
Awesome. Yeah.
With the Fiji one, it's everything that's included except for alcohol.
Wow, that's cool.
So Fiji is actually one of the cheaper trips, which doesn't seem like it up front, but you're not paying for anything else while you're there.
Yeah,
Anyone
that
have
was the
it?
thing about Fiji, but the people I was talking to were interested, and they're like, oh, that seems really expensive. I'm like, pretty sure you're getting multiple dives per day, every day. Like, once you consider all of that, and then the airfare from, even from LAX to there, and meals, and nightly stay, it actually is probably a lot better.
And like with the Belize trip, we get a 3-tank upgrade day, a night dive thrown in for free. You know, so our group travel gets a little bit extra.
So there's incentives to go with the dive shop versus going on your own.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Anyone else? All right, so the next thing, thank you very much, appreciate it.
We're always here. Like, please call or email. We'll be happy to answer any questions anytime about anything.
And I'd also like to take this time to thank him for being a generous sponsor to the Dive Club.
Yes.
All your benefits, which are great benefits, are generously provided by him because he just loves the community. Matter of fact, whenever I was going around to different shops, I chose this shop for a very specific reason, not to talk negatively about any other shop, but this shop was the most interactive. Like, I would walk in, they would actively engage me. They were very communicative. It was like talking to a buddy. Others did that also, but just not as much. And so I came to Pat, talked to him about what I was wanting to do, and he's like, I was actually thinking about doing the same thing, so we're kind of jihawing, for those of you that know what jihaw is. So we put it together, and he came up with an outstanding package of membership benefits, and that's the reason that we're the dive club that dives.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
you are. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I see a lot of you guys diving through here all the time, so it's.
right. And so, please make sure, discounts are great, but, everyone can get, I don't know if AliExpress sells dive gear. God, please don't get your gear from AliExpress. Get it from your local dive shop. Support your local dive shop. Don't ever get anything that your life depends on from AliExpress or Temu.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just a word about that. If you're looking to buy dive gear, do it soon. The price of everything are about to go up dramatically.
That's what I was gonna ask you about, yeah.
There's a lot of things that say they're made in America that are maybe assembled.
Assembled in America, right.
Yeah, that are going to be affected. So hold on.
Yeah. So,
Tank filters stay in the same price though.
all right, cool. Yeah, air's still the same price.
Yeah.
Nice. can't tariff that. Well,
Well, yeah, yeah, just
don't give them any ideas.
Yeah.
So, again, thank you. Let's see. So, current club news. Yeah, I can leave it there. 139 members. Remember, bring a what do I call it? Bring a friend bonus. You get $20 off your membership renewal next year.
That's if the friend joins, right?
If they join, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And you also get 10 VAP points. And those VAP points, I think most people here have heard about it. If you're new, get with me after the meeting and I'll explain how the VAP points work. But it's basically, I'm gamifying it. I'm trying to mentally manipulate you into being the way I want you to be. Yeah, I'm an evil mastermind. But it goes toward the end of the year, and you get prizes and gift certificates to the shop and everything like that. So bring a friend. If you know a diver that's not a member, he's doing it wrong, and you're doing him a disservice. You're not really a friend if he's not a member. So quit sucking. So. As a friend. Let's see. Membership cards. Please make sure you have a membership card. If you don't have a membership card, get with me. Once you have your membership card, take a photo. Keep it as a favorite on your phone. That way you can show it to them because they want to see it in order to give you those great benefits. And we want them to make you see it. Otherwise, our benefits are kind of pointless. Anyone could just come up and say, hey, I'm a member. Let's see. So the main thing that I want to talk about is the underwater Easter egg hunt. So that's coming up, and I didn't put the date on it, but I'm pretty sure it's April 12th.
Yeah.
And I don't have my phone. Okay. So April 12th, which is this, it's a Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So April 12th. Registration starts at 9 a.m. St. Andrews State Park. We'll be under one of the pavilions. So registrations from 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. Make sure you bring a mesh bag.
Show them the one I brought you.
So you're like,
in case they don't know what it is.
yeah, you can get old tater bag. All you gotta do is buy some taters.
Can we have it loaded with rocks already? Is that what that is?
Well, he's pre-gaming,
Oh,
so
okay.
he's trying to win it
Gotcha.
ahead of time. But or you can get a laundry bag from Walmart. It's like a mesh bag, or you can buy I'm sure the shop sells mesh bags.
We do indeed.
Yeah, so you can buy a mesh bag from the shop the day of if you happen to forget. Let's see. So registration's 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. Bring a mesh bag. There is an optional donation of $5, which will be going to Gulf World Marine Institute Turtle Rescue Program. This is a completely separate entity than Gulf World Marine Park. That's a very important distinction. Gulf World Marine Institute, not Gulf World Marine Park. They rehab cold stunned turtles, release them. They do a great service for the community, and we help them out every year with this event, and we hope to continue helping them out. Let's see. We have several sponsors that have provided gifts and gift certificates and prizes for the upcoming event. So if you come to participate, you stand a chance at winning stuff from local businesses such as Outback, Point Break Arcade, Gents Barber Lounge, Parlor Donuts, El Weirdos, History Class, and also water for the event will be being provided by Jessica Ling, Allstate Insurance. So we're going to have beverages, keep everyone cool. We're not going to have food, but we will have beverages. We might have some light snacks. So registration 9 to 9:45. Then we'll have a safety / instruction meeting, and then we're going to walk everyone down to the shore. And hopefully, in years past, we've had 60 plus, so we're hoping to repeat that. Line them up along the beach, and then I will give my Braveheart speech. And I normally end it with laser shots, pew 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 pew. And then we charge the beach. Although this time it's going to be a little bit different to where snorkelers and divers, because snorkelers are also invited to level the playing field between snorkelers and divers. We're going to cut their legs off, but don't tell them that. So no, but we're going to level it out a certain way. But then going to go hunt the eggs, bring them back. There's prizes for most eggs, most of one color. And then we have some specialty eggs, which you'll know when you see them. They have art designs on them and stuff like that. And each specialty egg will win you a prize in itself, so be on the lookout for those. And then we also normally have a golden egg, but I haven't seen the golden egg, so you may have to purchase a new golden egg. Huh?
I think it's in that bag.
Oh yeah? No, those are all pink. Or maybe that's just the bag color. So that's the upcoming Easter event. We also have a upcoming Jetties cleanup, but we'll talk more about that in the next meeting. We'd like to thank the Friends of PC Dive Club, Lindsey Chapman with Cross Country Mortgage, Misty Curtis of Panama City Skating, and George and Inga Adams of Adams Group Real Estate. They're the ones that have been saving y'all from pizza. So been giving y'all variety and making the meetings that much better. So I hope y'all enjoy the new enhancements that all the new board members that we brought in have been bringing to the club. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? Yes.
I'm gonna volunteer to help set up and things like
Oh,
that.
good idea.
What time do I need to be?
So volunteers. I missed that on my. Where did I put that? We will need volunteers to set up registration. We need scuba rabbits to go lay eggs. It's a weird process, but we'll walk you through it. And then we'll also need people to check in. That's the most hectic time, is when they come checking in and they're throwing, 50 rocks down on a table in front of you, and you got people waiting all around you. So checking in. We'll also need help with tearing down. So if you're interested in helping out with setup, or being a scuba bunny, or registration, we ask you to be there about 8 or as soon as you can get into the park. We've got memberships, so we're probably going to hit the park early to make sure that we're able to secure a pavilion, or not a whole pavilion, but a table, because we don't need much space, but secure a table for the event. And if you're only interested in helping with like the later stuff, tear down or stuff like that, that's fine with us too. You can show up later if you want to sleep in that day or whatever, or if you want to participate in the Easter egg hunt and then help tear down, that works out great for us. However you want to help, we'll use you. But if you're wanting to do the beginning part, get there at 8 or as soon as you can into the park, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Any questions? Anything else? Yes.
I just want to circle back to the Friends of Panama City Dive Club. If you or somebody you know think would be interested, we are looking for sponsors for upcoming meetings to provide a dinner. We have, it gets you in front of an audience, obviously here, but now we're recording, so these videos
Go
are
to
being
YouTube.
posted
Yep.
on YouTube.
And our Facebook page and all social media that we have.
Yeah, we have over 130 members. Our social media community is over 2,000 followers. So there is advertisement on the webpage in addition to you get your elevator pitch here. So, if you, small business owners, real estate agents, insurance companies, anybody who's kind of working for themselves in a sales position, this is a great opportunity to get in front of a niche audience. So I wanted to bring that up. And if you or somebody may be interested, you can contact me or Charles on social media, email, smoke signal, however. We'll make sure you get it. And the food, you don't have to have it catered. I mean, George cooked all this himself. I did fried chicken from Publix. You can do anything however you want, just not Little Caesars, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can do Little Caesars if you want, but you're gonna get
Yeah.
booed.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, come with your ballistic vests on. But they only had Little Caesars for like, I don't know, 5 years, so it's fine. Also, we're as you've noticed, we've been trying to have a guest speaker every month. We've got several lined up. We've had some really great speakers, Pat included. We're going to give him a good mark tonight. Yeah.
Will Pat get DAP?
Mainly because he's bald, so we're going to give him a pass. But we're also looking for speakers to come talk to us, and you don't have to have a 50 slide PowerPoint or anything like that. If you just have something cool. Tonight we met hopefully a new member. Did you join that?
Yes.
Okay, so new member who is going to hopefully be a guest speaker and has outstanding information to share with you. So we're looking for people to come talk about their dive experiences. Just the other day we had another member talk about his dive experiences in Italy, and it was great. We had the World War II.
B-24 search.
Yeah, the
for bodies.
B-24 search,
was
where
good.
they reclaimed, or they, I guess, recovered
Body parts.
the remains of
bones,
beloved warriors. So, we've had all kinds of stuff. I think we've got someone from the NEDU lined up. I can't remember. So we've got a lot of guest speakers, but we need to fill up the roster to get more guest speakers. So if you got something crazy you want to talk about, but we're not going to let you talk about your shark bite, Captain Maine. So we're just not going to let you do that. So just let us know, hit us up on the page, and we'll get you lined up. Let's see.
I'm gonna get that speaker.
So I think that is all I've got.
He's willing.
Is he?
Is anyone got anything else they have questions, comments, concerns? No? All right.
I got it.
And some of your videos, link your channel and all that, yeah, you got it.